Okay, now here lecture number 2, unit 11, P block elements. 11.1, group 13 elements, the boron family. First we introduce these P block elements and certain properties regarding, we can say that P block element according to 13 to 18 group. Now here, just we switch on towards next topic, that is group 13 element, the boron family. So here in boron family, which element is including? So first of all, boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium. This remember thallium is there. So this boron is considered as, or say variation types of, we can say that here properties takes place at here, and here boron act as a non-metals. Boron act as a non-metals. Aluminium is considered as metals, but it shows many chemical similarities with boron, and that's why it may be non-metals, but it is considered as metals. Gallium, indium and thallium almost exclusively metallic in character. Remember, we group, we can say that downward to top to bottom, just non-metal to metal characteristic is increases. Remember this one, it's a very easy topic. Non-metal means what? Non-metal having just they accept electrons, gain electrons. Okay, aluminium, they are losing electrons. Here gallium is also losing, indium is also losing, and thallium is also losing, but their characteristic is different. They are using in a physical properties. So this is all about, we can say that non-metals and metallic characters. Almost exclusively metallic in character, that is gallium, indium and thallium. Okay. Now occurrence, and this is the introduction part of this group 13, the boron family, and this boron family belongs to group 13. Remember, group 13 element is there, and that is nothing but boron family. Friends, now boron, fairly rare element. Okay, what is reason behind it? Because occurs, we can say that particular, we can say that earth crust is less than 0.0001% by mass. Due to this, it's rare elements, okay, and occurs as orthoporic acid. Formula is H3BO3. Okay, this formula is H3BO3. Borax, remember this is very important. Na2P4O7 10H2O. Na2P4O7 10H2O. Puga Valley in Ladakh as well as in India, we consider Sambhar Lake in Rajasthan. This is India. Puga Valley, Ladakh, as well as in Sambhar Lake, Rajasthan. This type of borax is found. Carnallite. Carnallite is one type of, we can say that compound with respect to boron. That formula is differ. Na2P4O7 dot 7H2O. Here 10H2O is there, here 7H2O is there, and that is nothing but carnallite. And in earth crust is less than 0.001% by mass. It obtains 0.00001% by mass. So it's a very easy. Isotopes. What is in isotopes? You know very well. Atomic number is same. Those elements which contain atomic number is same, but atomic mass is differ. So here isotopes is boron 10 and boron 11. So boron 10 is 19% and boron 11 is 81%. So this is considered boron 11, 81% isotopes is obtained. As you know, hydrogen contains, we can say 3 isotopes, protium, deuterium, tritium. As in 2 isotopes here, boron 10 and boron 11. Okay, this is atomic mass. Remember, here it is written that it is a 5 and it also atomic number is 5. Atomic number is same, but atomic mass is different. So this is all about, we can say that boron and how we can say that it is a familiar with a particular family. Here, aluminium. Most abundant metal, this is a very important, and this is asking MCQ examination also. Most abundant metal, that is most abundant metal in earth crust, and the third most abundant element in the earth's crust. What is the behind it? Because oxygen 45.5%, which is a non-metal. Silicon 27.7%, it shows semi-metals. Okay, and third one, just you see 8.3% by mass. This is nothing but aluminium. Okay, and aluminium is a third abundant we can say that element in the earth crust, but metal is the first number. Okay, so you remember this one. Bauxite formula is Al2O3.2H2O, which is a very important. You have to learn in metallurgy chapter in standard 12. And cryolite, this cryolite is also very important. Na3Al6, sodium aluminium hexafluoride. So are the important minerals of aluminium. What is the meaning of minerals? Which is dug out from the earth, from the, we can say that hills or say different types of earth's crust. Okay, at that time it is known as minerals. It is dug out. So it is also considered as ores. Okay, ores is also there. One word you might be learn this. Okay, so here this Al2O3.2H2O. From this Al2O3.2H2O you obtain aluminium. Extraction of aluminium is more. Okay, and that's why this is known as bauxite. That is bauxite Al2O3.2H2O. We get extract aluminium, and maximum aluminium we get. And another cryolite Na3Al6 is there. This is considered as cryolite. Is a, we can say that it's a ore also. So here ore and as well as mineral both are there. So mineral of aluminium is Al2O3.2H2O and cryolite Na3Al6 that you have to learn in whole Héroult process. You know this one very well. Okay, are the important minerals of aluminium. In India, it is found as mica. What is the name of this aluminium? It's a mica in Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Orissa, and Jammu. Remember, in India, it is found as a mica. Okay, in Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Orissa, and Jammu. Gallium, indium, and thallium are less abundant elements in nature. So this is all about here the boron family. So first of all, just you remember certain data which is very important for your MCQ examination, and which is a non-metals, why it is a aluminium is a metals and almost it's a metallic character that you have to learn it here. Just now we learn here. I am not writing any atomic number, but in the second stage, then that means in our next this session we learn electronic configuration of the boron family. Okay, so this is a very important topic, and then it is followed by atomic radius, and once again ionization enthalpy. It's a very interesting topic, and you have to remember many things that here, many properties that here. Okay, if you remember electronic configurations and certain data or say certain exceptions regarding this and certain words regarding this, at that time you are able to give any answer. So it becomes very easy for you. Just you write it and read it from your NCERT textbook. Take a screenshot. Okay, now here electronic configurations. Just you see, it's very easy. Once again, this topic is very easy. First member of this element, sub 13 group element is boron, because it's a boron family, and that's why it is called boron family. So name is boron. Symbol is B. Z is equal to 5. That is atomic number. Okay, and it is followed by boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, and thallium. So boron Z is equal to 5 is there. Nearest, we can say that inert gas or say noble gas is He. So here He2. So 2 is there, and then 2s2 to P1 according to Above principle. So 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 1, that is 5. Okay, so this is all about boron. Electronic configuration is very easy. If you remember this tabular form, then it becomes very easy. 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s. Okay, you already learned in your chapter number 3. Aluminium. Aluminium Al Z is equal to 13. Why can we say 13? Because 5 plus 8. If we add here 8. So 5 plus 8 is equal to 13. And any core in 13, because the noble gas is nearest noble gas is any core. So any is the thing, but atom number 10. 3s2, 3p1. Okay, so this is aluminium. In outermost orbital there is 3 electrons. Gallium, Ga, symbol is Ga. Z is equal to 31. Here plus 18. Okay, 13 plus 18 is equal to 31. Argon core, argon is nothing but 18. 18 atomic number is there. So argon core 3d10, 4s2, 4p1. This is because of, just you see, argon got 3d10 4s2 4p1 because of Bob principle. First of all, electron filled in a 4s orbital and then entered in a 3d orbital. Okay, if 3d orbital is completely filled, then enter in a 4p orbital. This is the way you have to remember this one. You have to remember this one because here many chemical properties is changed, and due to that different types of physical properties in variation also takes place. So remember this one. Indium, Z is equal to 49. Okay, so 13 plus 18, once again this is a magic number, 18, this is a magic number, and 32. So here 18 is there, krypton is 36. Okay, here also magic number, 2 plus 8 10, 10 plus 8 18, 18 plus 18 36. So krypton core 4d10 5s2 5p1. 4d10 5s2 5p1 in outermost orbital. Just you see, first of all electron entered in a, we can say that 5s orbital, then enter in a 4d orbital. If 4d orbital is completely filled, then they enter in a 5p1. Okay, this is the way. Once again, thallium Tl, symbol is Tl, not Th. Th is thorium. So Tl Z is equal to 81, and Tl is not tellurium. Tellurium symbol is Te. That you will learn later on. So Tl Z is equal to 81 atomic number. Xc core, and here 54. So 36 plus 32, 36 plus we can say 18. Okay, so here 36 plus suppose we take 18, so 54 is there, and 49 plus here 32 is there. 49 plus 32 is there, then 81, and 36 plus 18, that is 54. Okay, so remember this one. Xc core. First of all, electron enter 4f14, 5d10, 6s2 and 6p1. So first of all, electron enter in a 6s2. Okay, then enter in a 4f14. If 4f14 is completely filled, then enter 5d10 and then 6p1. So remember, this is the electronic configurations regarding, we can say that, thallium. So here certain variation takes place. In S block element, we can say that this type of variation does not take place. It is a sequence, just like we can say that electronic configuration is ns1 or ns2. That's way in outermost orbital. But here outermost electronic configuration is ns2 and p1. Just to see here, 2s2 2p1, 3s2 3p1, 4s2 4p1, 5s2 5p1, 6s2 6p1. And that's why there is a variation takes place. So remember this electronic configuration, and if you remember this electronic configuration, then many question is over. Okay, here one word is also there, just that one later on we explain it. Okay, so don't bother. This is electronic configurations regarding group 13 elements, boron family, boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium followed, and that atomic symbol is there, as well as electronic configuration. Here this 5 13, this Z is considered as atomic number. So write it completely according to your NCERT textbook. Now here one important topic, atomic radius. Just to see, according to, we can say that trends in a group, when atomic number is increases, we can say that atomic radius must be increased. So it is followed up to boron to aluminium. That means when we reach boron element, atomic radius is 85, and aluminium, that is 143. There is no problem. But just you see, in a gallium 31, atomic number is 135. Why it is decreased? So this reason is explained on the basis of electronic configuration. If you understand very well, then boron Z is equal to 5, He core 2s2 2p1 is there. That means last electron, first of all, electron entered 2s2 and 2p1, and that's why we can say that atomic size is just 85. But aluminium, just to see, Z is equal to 13, Ne core 3s2 3p1. That means what? Here cell is changed. Here cell is changed. That means here 2s orbital is there, here cell is 3, and that's why atomic size is increases. Okay, there is also no problem. But just to see here, according to graph also, just to see, boron to aluminium it is increased. But now a problem is there. Aluminium to gallium, we can say that atomic radius is decreased. What is reason behind it? It is a very important question. So just to see, gallium Z is equal to 31 is there, argon core 3d10 4s2 and 4p1. So just to see here, on the basis of this, It is explained by nuclear model. So just you understand, imagine that this is a nucleus. Okay, nucleus possesses how many proton? 31 proton is there. Okay, initially 13 is there, but it is 18 total is entered here. Now, first of all, electron entered in a 4s orbital. So just you see, just we draw this orbit number 1, 2, 3. But here we draw only here 3, 4. Okay. So this orbit number 3 is there. Just to see which orbit is required. This orbit number 3, that is n is equal to 3, and here n is equal to 4. So first of all, electron entered in a 4s2. Okay. Then just you see 3d 10. That means here total 10 electron is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now see here. This 3d orbital is containing less screening effect. What is reason behind it? Just you understand what is meaning of screening effect. Now you understand it here. Because here in a nucleus, number of proton increases. That's why effective nuclear charge also increases. And that's why we can say that this 3d orbital containing electrons, they are attracted towards the nucleus. Okay, and actually what happened, just for this electron must be repelled if atomic size is increased. But just you see, they are attracted towards the nucleus, and also this 4s2, this electron is also attracted, and in 4p1 whatever the electron is there also attracted, and that's why we can say that they come towards the nucleus. So here atomic size decreases, and that is explained on the basis of screening effect. Remember, d orbital, which is a poor screening effect, there is a poor screening effect occur in d orbital, also followed by f orbital. Okay, so just you see, first of all, very poor in f orbital. Remember, 3d 10 electron is there. So this 3d 10 electron, they are attracted towards the nucleus, and this 4s2 is also then attracted, and 4p1 is also attracted, and due to that effective nuclear charge increases, and that's why here atomic radius is decreases 143 to 135. It is explained on this basis, aluminium to gallium. If you understand, then it's very good. Okay, if you do not understand, then once again follow this particular. This is a nucleus. I am not drawing here n is equal to 2, n is equal to 1, but I explain on the basis of n is equal to 3. This cell is there, n is equal to 3, and here n is equal to 4. So first of all, electron entered in a 4s2. Then once again they back. Okay, in 3d 10, and that's why we can say that they are attracted towards the nucleus, and due to that here number of proton is increases, so effective nuclear charge also increases. So attraction of these 3d orbitals or 10 electrons towards nucleus is more, and that's why another 4p1 electron is entered, but there is a, we can say that attraction is occurred, and due to that atomic sizes decreases. This is all about aluminium to gallium. Understand this thing very easy. If you understand, then it becomes very easy for you. So here 143 picometer to 135 picometer. Once again, another question is also there. In indium, what happened? So in indium, Z is equal to 49, 135 to 167. What is the behind it? Because just you understand from this, once again, here in indium we can say that 49 is we can say that here proton is present, and here first of all 3d10 and 4s2 is also there, and here 4d10 is also there. That means 4d10 here 5s, so this is n is equal to 5, this is n is equal to 4. So first of all, electron entered in a 5s2, okay, then they enter in a 4d10, but there is no any effect because already this effective nuclear charge is increases due to 3d10 3d10 4s2 4p1, and that's why we can say that there is a, we can say that here not attracted towards this one, but they are released Okay, instead of 5s2 4d10 and 5p1 is there. So same thing occur in a first of all electron enter in a 4s2 and then it's followed by 4d10. But here we can say that 3d orbit is also there and screening effect is occur, and due to that this repelled due to repulsion we can say that it is away from the nucleus, so atomic sizes increases. So indium 167 picometer, just you see 167 picometer, and thallium in which 4f14 is there, okay, 170, that means 4f14 5d10 6s2 and 6p1. Once again you follow this particular nuclear model. So here we can say that 81 is there, first of all 4th 5th and here 6. So n is equal to 4, n is equal to 5, n is equal to 6. This cell is there. So n is equal to 4. So first of all electron enter in a 6s2. Okay. Then they have to reach in a 4f14 and then 5d10. But screening effect is very less. Of particular we can say that f orbital, here 14 electron is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. And here in 5d 10 electron is there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And here in 6s2. Okay, 6s2 and here 6p1 is also there. And that's why there is a no particular, because the atomic size is increased. But due to this is a less, we can say that screening effect. Okay, screening effect is occur very less. And due to that atomic size is not much increased. It is up to 170 picometer. So this is all about, we can say that here atomic radius versus element. This boron elements or say boron aluminium elements. This boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, and here thallium is there. So this is all about, we can say that effective nuclear charge is also affected and screening effect is also there. This both part take part, and that's why here atomic radius trains is differ. In boron 85 to 143 it is increased, 143 to 135 just is a decrease, once again 135 to 167 it is a once again increase, and 167 170 it is a somewhat we can say same value, which is a 167 170 is a somewhat same, and that's why there is a no any atomic, we can say that particular atomic radius there is effect. So write down this according to your NCERT textbook and understand by this 1, 2 and 3 models. It become very easy for you. You remember, poor screening effect of f orbital is more, okay, poor screening effect. Then it is followed by d orbital, then p orbital and then s orbital. S orbital possesses maximum screening effect. Then followed by p orbital and then followed by d orbital and then followed by f orbital. So here s orbital greater than p orbital greater than d orbital and greater than f orbital according to screening effect. This factor is very important. F orbital is a poor, we can say that poor screening effect shown in f orbital. And strongly maximum strongly screening effect in s orbital. Okay, so this you remember, then become very easy for you. Due to penetrating orbitals also take part, and penetrating means what? Here n is equal to 4 is followed by 3, 2, 1 also. Okay, so according to that, here screening they are not shielded. Okay, so poor shielded effect, they are not shielded. Another they are strongly shielded, this one. So screening effect strongly, and here poor screening effect. So write down this one. It is very easy, and you read from your textbook. Just to draw this graph, because this graph is not given in your textbook, for your information only. So write it completely. Okay, now here next one is 11.1.3 ionization enthalpy. Ionization enthalpy is nothing but, we can say that from element from outermost orbital, last orbital containing electron in a gaseous form is released. Then that energy is required. It is known as, to convert in terms of ion, gaseous form of ions, it is known as ionization enthalpy. This is a very easy topic. remember one important, we can say that here relation atomic radius or say atomic radius proportional to 1 upon ionization enthalpy. If atomic radius increase, ionization enthalpy is decrease. If atomic radius is increased, ionization enthalpy is increased. So this trend is there in a group, okay? But we can say that in particular in a group, in general trends we can say that ionization enthalpy when we go top to bottom in any group at a time may be decrease, okay? Due to we can say that ionization enthalpy is decrease. But here just you see boron to aluminium, this rules is followed 801 to 577. In graph just you see boron to aluminium, this graph indicate that ionization enthalpy is decreases 577. Okay, now this is see when a gallium 579 is there, it is opposite of this. Once again we have to draw this one. Here gallium is there, so here proton 31, and once again we have to draw here for 3d and 4s. So this is n is equal to 3 and this is n is equal to 4. Okay, so here first of all electron entered in a 4s2. Okay, then they once again enter in a 3d10. Just you see according to above principle 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. So this 10 electron is there, and once again they go in a 4p1. This 3d10 is completely filled, then go in 4p1. But just you see in 3d10 electron is there, so here effective nuclear charge increases, and you know that this d orbital is a poor, we can say that properties containing screening effect, and that's why this electron is attracted towards the nucleus. Okay, this attracted towards the nucleus, and once again just you see this attracted towards the nucleus, and just you see here gallium is there, 579 is there. So here once 4s2 and then enter the 4p1, and that's why we can say that ionization enthalpy required more. So attraction is more, and that's why we can say atomic radius is decreases, ionization enthalpy is increases. At that term, just you remember that it become very easy. So d orbital containing poor screening effect. Okay, d orbital shows poor screening effect, and that's why effective nuclear charge increases. And same way followed by indium and thallium in 4f14. That means f and d orbital, whatever the electron is there, entered, and due to that it show low screening effect. Remember this one, it show low screening effect, and due to that this ionization enthalpy change is occur here. Ionization enthalpy, whatever the variation is there, it is occur in gallium 579. Just you see gallium, aluminium to gallium it is increased, and once again gallium to indium it is decreased. Okay, and then indium to thallium it is once again increased, and that is due to, we can say that in d orbital and f orbital is so low screening effect. This is a must, you remember this result. And another thing is very very important, the order of ionization enthalpies as expected is delta IH1 less than delta IH2 less than delta IH3. That is maximum of delta IH3, and this enthalpy is maximum. Okay, the sum of the first three ionization enthalpies for each of the element is very high. Remember this term also, and according to that, just we learn this effective nuclear charge increases, and due to that low screening effect that was seen in a chemical properties. Okay, so just you write down according to your NCERT textbook and draw this graph. This graph is not including, it is just data from this. This is the element on x-axis, and on y-axis just we take ionization enthalpy in kilojoule per mole, and just we draw the graph. So it becomes very easy to understand particular topic. Okay, so here boron to aluminium 801 to 577 it is decreased, no problem at all, it is according to trends. But aluminium to gallium, this ionization enthalpy is increased. Here certain, we can say that factors in a d orbital, and 579 to 558 once again d orbital is also take part, and 558 to 589 it is increased due to, we can say that, poor screening effect of d orbital as well as f orbital. So this is all about ionization enthalpy and variation. Remember electronic configuration, remember this 3d, 4d, 10, 4f, 14 and 5d, 10. They are, we can say that, poor screening effect. Okay, they show poor screening effect, and that order just I explained in a earlier, we can say that, topic. So write down this according to your NCERT textbook. Okay, now another topic, 11.1.4, electronegativity. So electronegativity, the attractive forces of pairing of electrons, attraction forces of element, that is nothing but electronegativity. So here just to understand that, first of all, element boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium is there. So boron 2.0, this according to Pauling scale. So this electronegativity of boron is 2.0. Okay, which is a very high, but aluminium is 1.5, that aluminium is decreases, okay, 2.0 to 1.5, because of, we can say that, atomic volumes, just to see, atomic volumes is decreases, and that's why we can say that electronegativity is decreases. And then once again, gallium 1.6, it is increased, 49, that is a 1.7, it is increased, and thallium, it is 1.8 increase. It is due to, because of the disappearances, also discrepancies in atomic size of the element. Atomic volume increases as the atomic number increases. As the atomic volume increases, the attractive force of, this is very important, attractive force for electron towards the nucleus decreases, and that's why this change is there. 2.0 to 1.5, okay, it is a, we can say, decrease, and then suddenly it is a increase. So this is a very, very important topic regarding electronegativity. Just you write down from your NCERT textbook. This information is given. Okay, and you remember this, it's depend on atomic volume. Atomic volume increases as the atomic number increases, and from that, as the atomic volume increases, the attractive force for electron towards the nucleus is decreases, and that's why it is decreases. Boron, aluminium is more, but just to see, gallium, indium and thallium is there. They followed different types. Just in a group, we can say the atomic size is increases, and that's why the nucleus, the attractive force for electron towards the nucleus decreases. Atomic volume is there. Just to remember this. As the atomic volume increases, the attractive force for electron towards the nucleus decreases, and that's why we can say that electronegativity is here increases 1.5, 1.6, 1.7 and 1.8. So here it is very important topic regarding electronegativity. You write down this and remember the definition of electronegativity. Okay. So here we can say that here attraction of any paired electron towards this type of element, okay, is shown by the electronegativity. So this is all about electronegativity. Okay, now last topic of this lecture, number 2. 11.1.5 Physical properties. Boron is a non-metallic in nature, extremely hard and black colored solid. Remember this one, extremely hard and black colored solid. Exists in many allotropic form. Exists in many allotropic form. B2H6, diboron, triboron, that's why, okay. Exists in many allotropic form. Due to very strong crystalline lattice. Due to very strong crystalline lattice, boron has unusually high melting point. Boron has unusually high melting point. This is a very, very important topic. High melting point. Remember this one only. The rest of the members are soft metals with low melting point and high electrical conductivity. Once again, rest of the members are soft metals with low melting point and high electrical conductivity. Because of, we can say that trains is there from non-metal to metal. If we go at a time, we can say that electron release very easily from top to bottom. Okay, so boron is non-metals, but another is aluminium, gallium, then indium, thallium. They are considered as metals, and that's why they release electron. And due to that, electron releasing capacity is there. That's why high electrical conductivity. So gallium which is a low melting point 303 Kelvin. Okay, in a gallium it has a low melting point 303 Kelvin could exist in liquid state during summer. Liquid state during summer, and that's why its high boiling point 2676 Kelvin makes it is useful material for measuring high temperature. Just you see this temperature 2676 Kelvin is there, the boiling point is there, and that's why it is a useful material for measuring high temperatures. And density, another topic of physical properties is density. If you see in the tabular form, so density of the elements increases down the group from boron to gallium. So here certain physical properties are very important. This gallium low melting point 303 Kelvin could exist in liquid state during summer, and that's why we can say that its high boiling point, melting point is 303. So here boiling point is 2676 Kelvin. So makes it is useful material for measuring high temperatures. So density of the elements increases down the group from boron to gallium. So here this topic 11.1.50 properties is over. Now in lecture number 3, just we switch on towards chemical properties, in which we have to see traits in oxidation state. It is a very important topic, and from that we can say certain reactions occur, and due to that certain we can say properties we learn it here. Okay, and then we learn different types of another topic also. So first of all, you write down this according to your NCERT textbook. Remember these allotropic forms also. You know this one, allotropic form means what? Carbon is there. They possess 3 allotropic forms. One is a graphite, diamond, and fullerene. So here allotropic forms is also there. So boron also exists in many allotropic forms. So remember this one. It is a black, extremely hard and black colored solid. So write down completely from your NCERT textbook and prepare it. Okay. Take a screenshot. Thank you very much.